Leonard, I actually did want to ask you about something else for a minute, if you could.
Sure.
I saw an interview up on Fight Hype on our site with Ben. It's a really good interview, really insightful thing you did, opening up about Bob Arum's recent comments. I just wanted to ask you, is there anything else you wanted to touch on that you didn't touch on in that interview?
Well, I really don't. I really don't really want to go into any of that. That's I said what I needed to say, but since you brought that part up, this will be my last comment on it. I just really wanted to get my point across that, I don't feel a certain kind of way. I don't have any issues with anybody out there. I think that Arum's a tremendous promoter, and he's been for a number of years. Just the mindset, it just kind of needs to change. And my point I wanted to get across that there's no place in the sport to be going down that kind of road. Everybody has the same goals. They think they're the best at what they're doing. We think we're very, very good. We're the best at what we're doing. Fighters have a great understanding of the business now, so the mindset has changed. The old ways of doing business, you can't really do that anymore because everything's changed. And I look to everybody as, it's just competition. None of this shit is ever personal with me. I don't hate anybody. I don't dislike any promoter that's out there. And we can work with anybody that's out there, giving the right situation if it makes business sense for what we're trying to do for our fighter or fighters at that particular time. As it relates to the comments and all that, I just wanted to send the message that don't be doing shit like that. It's like, and I was honestly disappointed in hearing that because, again, I know him better than most know him, and I know him personally. So, we have a mutual respect for one another over the years, and I feel it's like I can say what I need to say to him without disrespecting him, because I have no need to disrespect him. He's an older gentleman. He's about 90 years old, and he says crazy shit all the time. But when you say that kind of stuff, you're crossing the line with that. The fight talking and stuff, that's just him just being. But when you go down that other road, because the gentleman that he was making a reference to, that's my guy. That's my guy, and and he's been my guy for years on top of years. We developed a great relationship, a business relationship, a personal friendship. That's my brother. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we get out. When we down with you, that's how we rock. Me, him, and Floyd. That's how we come in as one. And I look at it the same way. I'm gonna respond if anybody say anything about any of my guys. And my guys we ain't separating one from the other. The PBC, that's my family. All of them are my guys. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I respect each and every one of them, and I fuck with them all. You know what I'm saying? On every level. You know what I'm saying? I have a personal relationship with each and every one of the fighters that is out there. They know you'll never hear me going out there saying disrespectful things, saying rude things. Fights are fights. Everyone's entitled to their opinion on who they think is the best, who they think is going to win fights, and it's all good. All the fighters out there trying to do one thing. They're trying to have a great legacy and feed their families. And there's nothing wrong with that. Whether who your promoter is, none of that shit matters. There are a lot of good promoters out there who don't get recognition that they deserve. I mean, some of the smaller guys, you look at Ken Thompson over there, Thompson Boxing. They've done a phenomenal job, kind of behind the scenes, with building their crop of fighters. Danny Roman, he's in a big fight. I respect stuff like that when you build stuff, just because you don't have the big name out here, that don't mean that you are an excellent promoter. Mm-hmm. You got an OG like Russell Peltz in the game. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you don't get a lot of props, and because the times have changed, but that don't mean he's not an excellent promoter, and you don't understand the game in and out. But you have a lot of great promoters out there. What happens in this game is that a lot of the focus is put on the top guys and the top promoters, and it's okay to believe in yourself, but in order to achieve and accomplish things that you want to in the sport, you don't have to shit on other people to do that. That's what I'm saying. You can get your point across and say what you want to, but we don't get down like that. I don't believe in doing that. You ain't gotta say something slick over here to try to get a girl. You know what I'm saying? Hate on this dude over here. You don't have to do that. You know what you bring to the table.
Usually doesn't work anyway.
Yeah, what you bring to the table, people can respect that. And when my legacy, I always wanted to be about. He was a respectful guy. He respected everybody. He busted his ass. He had a passion for this thing, and he did his thing. And he put other people in a great position to do wonderful things. And that's what we're all about. That's what Mayweather Promotions is all about. We want to work with guys who want to work with us and who willing to go to the next level. We have none but a great deal of respect for every fighter that's out there. Every fighter that's out there. Mm-hmm. But if you're looking for a great opportunity to be in a situation where you want to be treated fairly and you want somebody to fight for you, you're looking at Mayweather Promotions over here. That's what Floyd is all about, and he's been like that. You know, you'll hear a lot of things out there that are being said, but you know, all we're about is treating our guys fairly, giving them an opportunity. We're not always going to agree, but that's life. But we can be gentlemen about it and be respectful. If you got an issue with somebody, pick up the phone. Don't go to social media. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't, you know, and all that disrespect out there. You don't have to do that. That was my point. I think you had asked me that before about Hearn. It's like, that's what I was saying about him. It's like, dude, you doing your thing over there. It's a different ball game over here, but you're still a great promoter. You don't have to come over here trying to dirty Mac, you know, over here, go behind and talk shit to the fighter to try to get the fighter. It's like, that shit is not gonna work. I think when you treat people well, it's a reflection of what you're all about. That's how you build relationships, and you don't have to go about it in that kind of way. That kind of stuff might have worked over there, but it's a different ball game over here. You're trying to work, and he's trying to establish his platform in his business. You can't come over here to the United States disrespecting cats who's running the game.
Right.
You just can't do that. You know, you're not gonna go anywhere with that. You know what I'm saying? But he's a person I got a mutual respect.
No matter how much money you got?
Yeah, none of that matters. Because at the end of the day, it's all relative. It's about how you treat people. So it's all about how you treat people. It's all about that, because the fighter's gonna get in there. They're the ones that putting their lives on the line. It's not about the promoters. It's not about the promoters. The promoter's got to do his job to protect his fighters, to put his fighters in the best situation, him or her, to be successful. That's what it's all about.
Leonard, I have a question. How do you feel about the sport of boxing and when you have situations where you have promoters that are constantly attacking each other? What do you think that does for the future of boxing?
Well, it's bad, and you know, we've been guilty of that before. Now, let me say that we've been guilty of that before in the past. You know, but I have a whole different outlook over the last 10 years or so. It's like, you know, I'm in my 50s now. You know, tomorrow's not promised. You know, we all trying to raise our families, trying to set positive examples for our kids. You know, and as a sport, when we move forward as a whole, we don't want anybody to be looking at our sport as like, oh, nobody takes that boxing shit seriously. You know, we want to come and represent. We want to put on the best fights, the biggest and best fights, and the fighters will determine who the best is. You know, as a promoter's got to go out there and do his job. That's why, for me, I don't take any of this personal. If I can make a deal with somebody, I'll make a deal if it makes sense. And just because some might not make sense to you or the fans, that's on y'all. It makes sense. I don't work. My goal and our goal at Mayweather Promotions is to put our fighters in the best situation as possible and give the fans the biggest and best fights. And again, we're gonna have people who have a different mindset and opinion, and it's okay, because it's their opinion. And at the end of the day, I don't antagonize anybody because they feel differently than I feel. I say that Gervonta Davis is gonna be the biggest star in the sport. I'm not saying that because I'm just saying it trying to promote the kid. I know that. I know that. I know that that's going to happen. We've envisioned it. As Deontay Wilder would say, how would it?
Speak it, believe it, receive it, baby.
There you go. That's my guy. But the proof is in the pudding. We know what we're doing. We know what we're doing, and that's why I had nothing bad to say about Crawford. I think he's the pound for pound. I'm not into that. Because it's all subjective.
Hypothetical.
Yeah, hypothetical. It's everybody has an opinion about this and that, and it's okay. We want to put our fighters in the biggest and best fights, and I'm not concerned about who the best fighter is in the world. I want our fighters to have a great legacy, be the best that they can be, and we're gonna fight the best. That's something we're gonna do to prove ourselves that we are the best. But I want them to make a shitload of money too.
Well, I just had.
And you can do both.
Right.
And you can do both.
That's proven.
Yeah, that's proven. Floyd Mayweather has laid that blueprint and showed you that. You can do both.
Right.
You can do both. And you don't have to have a personality like him, because there's only going to be one Floyd Mayweather ever. You know what I'm saying? But he has done an incredible job of laying the blueprint and showing the fighters that you can aspire to be anything that you want to be, and anything is possible in this particular sport if you surround yourself with the right team. You put in that work, though.
Yeah.
See, because what a lot of people, this younger generation, really don't understand. Go back and look at Pretty Boy Floyd.
Yeah.
That's why I was kind of like, I sent that message to the Lomachenko kids, like, oh, dude, that being disrespectful about somebody's legacy. Like, you kidding me? You'll never, ever be able to accomplish what Floyd Mayweather has done in this sport. Keep it respectful, my man. You're a great fighter and all. We understand that they tell you things to say, but just keep it respectful. That's all, because you can go down the road and put yourself in a situation that you can't get yourself out of. You can box yourself in a situation that you can't get yourself out of, and just keep it respectful. That fight talk, the fighters gonna pop that shit, back and forth, and it's okay. It's fight talk and all of that. Just keep, when you get to disrespecting people and their legacy, Floyd is retired. Why are you even bringing his name up in anything?
Are you talking about Loma?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, he did say it. Like when they asked him, he almost deferred. He didn't even say he would beat Floyd, because he just remarked how great Floyd was.
I don't even like people making those comparisons.
Right.
Because it's like all of that is not. It's not real life.
Right.
It's not real life.
They're never gonna fight.
Yeah. And it's like my guy is retired. He's broke every record that's out there. And he's paved the way for these fighters to change that mindset and to put their own selves in a situation to get paid, no matter what company you're with. It don't matter. And I don't knock nobody if you're with this company, that company. I want everybody to win, unless you fight one of my guys.